Well, this morning we continue to follow new developments in the case of two girls found dead, buried inside of suitcases.
Cleveland police confirm a person of interest is in custody in connection with this case. Mike Holden joins us live this morning from outside the Justice Center downtown with the latest on the investigation. Mike, do we know who this person is?
Mike, Tiffany, we know one thing is for sure. This investigation is rapidly developing. But Tiffany, to answer your question in short, we do not. We are actively asking Cleveland police who this person is, what their potential connection is to this case. At last check, no criminal charges filed against them. But again, if you are just waking up and just joining us, there is a person of interest in this case. Let's take you back, though, to how we got here in the first place. You see it right here in the video. News 5 was there as investigators executed a search warrant and surrounded this home in Cleveland's South Collinwood neighborhood. It is steps away from the field off of East 162nd Street, where the two girls were found dead inside suitcases buried in shallow graves. Those girls are half-sisters, according to investigators, believed to be between the ages of 8 and 14 years old. Cleveland Police Homicide Unit and SWAT circled the home, searching trash cans. We spotted them going in and out. CPD confirming part of the investigation led them to this home, and the investigation has been nonstop. They could not confirm if the person of interest in this case is actually related to the victims. There's a big question over that, and we want to stress no one has officially been charged or named.
It's no secret that it touches our hearts. Our officers are human just like everyone else, and they're their parents, their grandparents, and it affects them as well, which is, it goes to say that they're committed to resolving this as quickly as possible.
Collinwood residents do remain somewhat hopeful now that there is a person of interest. However, community members, including City Councilman Mike Polensik, stresses that this investigation is far from over.
In this neighborhood, you don't kill kids. We want justice. We want justice for those children.
Now back out here live, I have reached out to Cleveland Police for more information about the status of this case, if criminal charges are pending, the connection to this person of interest. That information is forthcoming, so we're going to stay on top of it, stay in close connection with them. In the meantime, your heart breaks for these children, and we know one thing is for sure, there is a community standing around them. In fact, at that actual site, candles are beginning to be put in place right there to show remembrance and support. I want to send it over to my colleague, Tessa DeTiro, who is covering that side of the story. And Tessa, it is just so challenging, but we know support is everything.
Yes, Mike, good morning. You're right. This is such horrific news this morning to start your day, but folks are already thinking about placing candles out and thinking about a vigil for these two young girls whose bodies were found, as Mike mentioned earlier this week. Neighborhood groups say it is important not only to seek justice in this case, but make sure these girls are never forgotten. And that's what we did. We went and we spoke with several groups working around the clock on violence prevention and neighborhood empowerment near where these girls were discovered. We wanted to know the plans to remember these young girls. Black on Black Crime, Inc. is working with Black Women Army to set up a proper memorial. Mayasha Vale.
Oh, I thought black on black crime was a myth, man. I thought black on black crime didn't exist. I thought it was the exact same as white on white crime. Only thing is they don't talk about white on white crime because they racist. Yeah, they racist because they don't want to talk about white on white crime. They only want to talk about black on black crime. They racist. So they're admitting that black on black crime is a thing because of volume. The volume, the amount. There's so much of it. There's so much of it that it has to be its own thing. That's crazy. Yes, crime is crime. You're right. But black on black crime is so voluminous that it has to be considered its own thing. That is bonkers. Okay? That be's bonkers, man. That be's bonkers, man. Okay? That bees bonkers. Two little girls found dead in a suitcase. Two little girls found dead in a suitcase. Wow. You would think this would be a bigger story than that, man. I mean, the girl who got raped by the three little boys, and they put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming. That case is died. That case didn't get any attention from Blackistan. None. Blackistan didn't want to. Blackistan was like, well, what? What happened? Blackistan did not want no parts of that story, boy. I tell you, man. Blackistan tapped out on that story. We may talk about it. We're going to see if there's an update on that story today, man. Salute to everybody out there, man. Hit the like button, man. Sponsor your favorite show. Take the $5 challenge. Let's see how many people we can get to take the $5 challenge. How many people we can get to support the programming, man. The programming is definitely in full effect today. We got the whole motherfucking. Yes, we have everything going on today, man. We're gonna catch up on all the crime going on everywhere. We're gonna catch up on everything, man. Everybody hit that like button for me too. And if you haven't, subscribe. If you haven't, subscribe, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. We really would value a subscription. You'd rather live in a sundown town than the Blackistan. Oh yeah. There is no sundown towns. So you can live. So basically, living in a sundown town, live anywhere because there is no sundown town. There ain't a sundown town anywhere. There's no sundown towns anywhere. Now it's Latino neighborhoods that y'all can't go to in Los Angeles and New York. There's no white community you can't go into and walk around at night. Ain't nobody outside at night in the white community. Press 1. How anybody gonna see you? Ain't nobody outside at night in the white community. Everybody in the house. Ain't nobody gonna see you. Hello. Ain't nobody gonna see you.
But make sure these girls are never forgotten. And that's what we did. We went and we spoke with several groups working around the clock on violence prevention and neighborhood empowerment near where these girls were discovered. We wanted to know the plans to remember these young girls. Black on Black Crime, Inc. is working with Black Women Army to set up a proper memorial. Mayasha Vales with Black Women Army owns a lot actually right across from where this discovery was made. She had already planned to honor her own daughter there who passed in 2024 after a health battle. Now she tells us the memorial will also include a tribute to these two unidentified girls who she calls voiceless princesses.
There's no one here to honor them. We don't know who they are. We don't know their background. We just know they're beautiful little girls that deserve to be honored.
The vigil is scheduled for 4 o'clock on Friday near East 102nd Street and Midland Avenue, which is very close to where the girls were found. And you're seeing Art McCoy speaking there from Black on Black Crime. He said that these types of crimes are heinous and unacceptable. And he is issuing a rallying cry to his community to stand up for these two girls, calling to make sure that the girls have a proper memorial. Mike, Tiffany.
All of this is just so sad, but what's great to see is the community coming together to try to remember these girls and also get some answers.
Yeah. All right. We'll be following this every step of the way. We've got a long road in this investigation. And of course, we're going to follow every step, every development. As soon as we learn anything new, of course, we're going to let you know right here on air, as well as our News 5 app, which is free, or you can go to our website, news5cleveland.com.
A man arrested for touching a woman's hair on the metro was in court this afternoon. 28-year-old Brian Bettenker is charged with assault and battery. By now, you may have seen video clips of a person touching hair while riding metro and appearing to live stream it all. Police have stopped short of saying Bettenker is the man in those videos. But today in court, Bettenker made a surprising statement. News 4's Drew Wilder was inside the courtroom and joins us live with the latest. Drew, what's going on?
Yeah, so there was a bond hearing today here in Montgomery County because this is where the suspect, Brian Bettenker, was arrested. But that assault and battery charge is actually out of Arlington County, Virginia. So going into this hearing, the Montgomery County judge didn't have all of the facts of that underlying assault and battery charge. But the state's attorney spoke up and explained that this story's been all over the news. It's been blowing up on social media, and that the suspect, Brian Bettenker, is accused of touching women on the metro. And then Bettenker himself spoke up and admitted to touching women's hair. Shortly after that, the judge denied Bettenker bond, and he said he would be held in jail.
So he's denied bond for touching women's hair. I want you to think about that. We see all the things that dudes get bonds for. But Brian Bettenker, he doesn't get a bond for touching women's hair. Not pulling it, not yanking it, but touching it. And then they're going some nigga gonna come in right after him on the case. The next case gonna be some nigga that fucking shot somebody during a carjacking, and he gonna get a bond. Press 1.
Is accused of touching women on the metro, and then Bettenker himself spoke up and admitted to touching women's hair. Shortly after that, the judge denied Bettenker bond, and he said he would be held in jail. The man allegedly behind the camera in this creepy video circulating online was denied bail in court.
Now, he should be arrested. I'm not saying he shouldn't be arrested. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he shouldn't be arrested. But he should get a bond for this, man. He should get a bond for this, man. Let's be real, man. The fact that he not, this is the one where you don't get a bond. Well, all these maniacs running across the streets because of Democrat judges and prosecutors giving them bonds. This is where they draw the line. This is where they draw the line. This is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, you should arrest him. If the woman called the police and say he did that, she didn't want it, yeah, I can see arresting him, yeah. But he got to sit in jail until his trial. He got to, and you know, his trial might be 2 years from now. So he got to languish in jail. Yo, that is insane. If he was a son, man, he would have got a bond. Press 1. Press 1 if you think, if he was a son, man, and he just touched somebody's hair, just touched the woman's hair, he would have got a bond. If he was a son, man, with a rap sheet longer than Shaq feet, he would have got a bond. If he was a son, man, he would have carjacked this woman and grabbed her by her hair and pulled her out of the car. and threw her in the fucking middle of the road and then ran over her legs while he was speeding away, he would have got a bond. This is absolute, and we see it all the time. It's not even controversial. Like, it's not even controversial. It's not like up to like interpretation or opinion. It's a fact.
Was denied bail in court today as he blurted out that he, quote, touched a woman's hair. What makes it even more weird is that these videos appeared on the suspect's social media accounts as he was live streaming them for all to see. News 4 obtained this video from a live stream on X from Sunday night from an account.
So if he's on the Silver Line train, how does he get arrested in Maryland? Oh, the Silver Line do go all the way up. I think the Silver Line does go all the way up to Maryland. Yeah. Starts in Maryland. Yeah, that's right.
Bettenker from Silver Spring. Metro Transit police charged 28-year-old Bettenker with assault and battery for allegedly touching someone on a Metro train. News 4 asked WMATA multiple times if this video is part of their investigation, but so far they haven't responded. News 4 was also sent this video allegedly showing another similar incident. This video has
this guy's a freak. Don't get me wrong. His behavior is only going to escalate. This is not where it's going to end. He's not going to just do this for the next 20 years. If left unchecked, he will continue to escalate. It will escalate to groping, fondling. I'm not saying that. I know that. But that's not how the criminal justice system works. It works on what you are charged with that day. What are we dealing with in the court this day? It doesn't matter about nothing else. What are you charged with this day? Touching some woman's hair. Charge him. Give him a court date for status hearing, or and then let him come back, and then give him another date for the trial or whatever, however they want to do it, and then let him go home and come back. Because if he had grabbed this white woman by her fucking hair and threw her to the ground and stomped her ass out, if he was a son man, he would have got a bond. He said, if you step up and arrest her, she'll have you arrested. I mean, well, this guy's white, so I don't think she would have you arrested for stepping up. And she wouldn't have you arrested for stepping up and helping her. This guy's white. You could choke this guy out. If you stepped up and choked this guy out, that woman would not have you arrested. I promise you. This is DC. That woman is woke. There's 100% chance that woman is woke. That woman will only have you arrested if this dude looked like fucking Rodney King or something. If it was Rodney King doing it to her, she would have you arrested for helping her.
Metro Transit police charged 28-year-old Bettenker with assault and battery for allegedly touching someone on a Metro train. News 4 asked WMATA multiple times if this video is part of their investigation, but so far they haven't responded. News 4 was also sent this video allegedly showing another similar incident. This video has since been deleted, but was pulled from Bettenker's X account by Amanda Moore. Moore was in Montgomery County District Court today, where Bettenker had a bond hearing. He's being held here as a fugitive on a warrant out of Arlington County. As the judge was considering whether to release Bettenker, the state's attorney brought up all of the media and social media attention this case has gotten. The judge confessed he wasn't familiar with the story, but the state's attorney gave him the bullet points. The judge was appearing to learn about some of the allegations, and his eyes seemed to widen up.
Yes, I did notice that when it was mentioned that it was assault and battery on the Metro against women, it did seem to kind of change the judge's attitude a little bit about what was going on. And that's great because Brian has been stalking and assaulting and harassing women for many, many years. And you know, it's good to see something finally be done.
The FBI says Bettencourt is a self-professed white supremacist. This is a picture of Bettencourt holding a Confederate flag during the January 6th insurrection.
So they're holding that against him. They're holding the fact that he's a white supremacist against him. That's not, you can't do that though. It doesn't matter if he's a white supremacist. What did he do? It's not like, oh, if you touch a woman's hair on the train, it's one, you get charged with one crime. But if you're a white supremacist and you touch a woman's hair on the train, it's another crime. Thank God it wasn't a black woman. They would have charged him with a hate crime. Press 1. He would have definitely got charged with a hate crime.
It was part of a federal case against Bettencourt in which the FBI says Bettencourt was on parole for burglary charges and wearing an ankle monitor while taking part in the insurrection of the Capitol. He was sentenced to jail and later pardoned by President Trump. Today, the court was also told about Bettencourt's past violations of anti-stalking orders against another woman. The judge told Bettencourt that the court is concerned by the allegations and the court is holding him in jail until Arlington County picks him up and transfers him. Arlington County has 30 days to come pick up Bettencourt, transfer him to Arlington County where his criminal proceedings will begin there. And once he's in Arlington County, he has every legal right to again request bail. You guys.
All right, Drew Wilder live for us with the update. Drew, thank you.
First on Como, prosecutors finally filed charges over a destructive protest at UW nearly a year ago.
This is something that can remain on people's records potentially and have long-lasting impacts for them.
Como digs into the counts against dozens of people and asks prosecutors why they can't seek more serious charges.
Ultimately, every person will have their own definition of what is justice. But these are the charges that we can file.
100 days and counting until the kickoff of the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
The city is prepared and excited to welcome the world to our beautiful city.
The colorful.
Wow, the World Cup is coming back around again already? That's crazy. It's been 4 years already? That's bananas, yo. Who won the last one? Argentina? Argentina won the last one, right? Messi? Am I correct? I don't know.
Way the city of Seattle is preparing to welcome fans from around the world and what else is planned for the global soccer tournament. And later at 6:30, bus shelters used for drug activity.
And I pick up needles and then foil that you can see has residue of fentanyl. So you know that's getting carried onto the buses as well.
Tonight, how people in one neighborhood are fighting back and how they hope to get city and county leaders to respond. Como News at 6 o'clock starts now.
First on Como here at 6, King County prosecutors have charged 33 people for their alleged roles in a takeover of a UW engineering building, an investigation that spanned 10 months. Good evening, I'm Preston Phillips.
And I'm Molly Shen. The UW said the politically charged occupation and vandalism caused close to $1 million in damage. But no one is facing consequences yet for that destruction. Como senior reporter Chris Daniels sat down with King County prosecutors to talk with them about this key decision. Joins us here in the studio with more.
Molly and Preston, prosecutors acknowledge there are going to be people that are happy with the charging decision and others who are not after more than 300 days of deliberation. These are the 33 people that King County prosecutors say went inside the UW's interdisciplinary engineering building last May and took it over, well past posted school hours, and refused to leave. all organized as the Students United for Palestinian Equal Rights, or SUPER UW. They've all been charged with criminal trespass in the first degree. Prosecutors say officers arrested each one on a second floor of the building.
We believe we can prove that all these defendants either entered or knowingly remained in the building unlawfully.
But prosecutors declined to file felony charges despite $1 million worth of damage, noting the UW lacked eyewitness or surveillance video and recovered electronic devices yielded no evidence. And how do you answer that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's frustrating for the entire community to have something damaged like that, have a significant dollar amount, and not be able to file charges.
To prove the elements of the malicious mischief in the first degree, we must prove that a specific defendant caused physical damage to the property.
A UWPD lieutenant had acknowledged, according to an email obtained by a public disclosure request, that he believed two groups were involved in the occupation and destruction because no hammers, pry bars, or similar tools were recovered, or latent prints and a small number of markers were found in the backpacks, and their colors did not match the graffiti observed on the walls and mural that criticized Boeing for its ties to Israel. Ann Sarna is a co-founder of the UW Jewish Alumni Association.
And we were worried that, maybe nothing would come of it. And so I guess, at least something has happened. But overall, we're disappointed that there wasn't a more serious felony charge of vandalism, since there was $1 million worth of damage done.
Dan Clark is King County's chief criminal deputy. Is there any sort of statute here about a potential hate crime?
There's politically protected speech, and then there's hate crime. And this did not cross over onto that line of hate crime.
University of Washington's.
Look at all these motherfuckers, look at all these protesters. Look at these protesters. Look at the faces. All these rich kids cosplaying, and they might not even be rich, but these kids that are in college on their little campus, safe as they can be, cosplaying activists and shit, cosplaying this shit is just, none of these kids know anything about the things they're protesting. And if they were actually activists, they would be protesting other things. If they cared about the issues they say they care about, there's a million things that they could protest. A million atrocities and barbarities in the world that they could protest against. They won't do any of that because there's no attention in that. Nobody gives a fuck about those things. They latched on to Gaza because Gaza was a way you could get a lot of attention and a lot of funding and a lot of, fucking praise. These kids are sick, social climbers, savages.
Our other top story tonight, a teacher in Pontiac is no longer with the district after a video has gone viral showing her berating students.
Now, watch this.
Deal with your you calm down. You calm down. You calm down, all right? Now, your mama gonna come beat the out of me. So we calling people and beat the out of each other. All right. Is that what we doing? Okay. Is that what?
Difficult to understand with all the bleeps, but let's go to Erica
I don't
Erickson.
blame her. I support her 100%. I support this woman 100%. These little fucking niggas in these classrooms are fucking out of control. I support her 100%. I know for a fact that kid said some shit that was completely out of line. And that kid and those kids, that kid, whatever it was one or multiple, have been doing this all year long. I 1000% support that. I 1000% support that That woman. 1,000. Okay? 1,000% support that teacher. Let's keep it a buck, man. For that teacher to snap like that, it was a reason.
Our other top story tonight, a teacher in Pontiac is no longer with the district after a video has gone viral showing her berating students.
Yeah, watch this.
Deal with your you calm down. You calm down. You calm down, boy. Now, your mama gonna come beat the out of me. So we calling people to beat the out of each other. All right. Is that what we doing? Okay. Is that what?
Difficult to understand with all the bleeps, but let's go to Erica Erickson for more context. She's live tonight on this. Erica, some parents you talked to are outraged over this.
Why?
Yeah, they're certainly outraged. This all kind of started over an argument with some of the kids. Now they say it's time for change, not only in the school, but in the district.
No, time for their kids to change. No more changing to the teachers. The kids have to change.
Correct.
Oh, your mama gonna come beat the out of me.
This rant recorded, now spreading like wildfire online.
All right. Is that what we doing?
Showing who the Pontiac School District says is a teacher just a second day on the job Tuesday.
This is not a school. That's what they told me when I came here.
In longer versions of the
See? Her second day on the job. They already drove her crazy her second day on the job. They drove her crazy her second day on the job. I don't care what that teacher is. Fuck them kids, man. Fuck them little kids. Them kids ain't them kids.
The video sent to Local 4, the freshman teacher.
I'm 53 years old. This little peon is sitting up in here calling me a girl.
Is heard arguing with students using derogatory language, then threatening to leave.
Sis, you sound.
One parent whose teenage son witnessed and recorded the now viral rant, Kayla Burns, says she's disgusted.
When a teacher's calling kids the B word, the A word, and the N word, I think that needs to be addressed right away.
Oh yeah, it could be addressed, but I'm still rocking with the teacher. It does need to be addressed, yeah. But y'all don't understand how these kids behave, man. Let me show you something, man. Y'all don't understand how these kids behave. I've been that kid in class. I've been around. I've went to these schools, man. These little fucking.
I live at 563 Alrose Street here in Green Bay. I won the Golden Apple Award a few years ago, and I am consistently rated excellent by my administrators, supervisors, students, and parents. Teaching 6th grade reading at Washington was my dream job. I am here today because it is with great sadness that I inform you of my resignation from Green Bay Public Schools. Washington has been in a downward spiral for a long time, but has been deteriorating rapidly over the past 5 years and rapidly during this school year. I fear for my safety every day. I am equally.
Yeah, that she feels for her safety every day. Shout out to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP, coming through once again. She fears for her safety every day.
Be afraid for the safety of my colleagues and most importantly, my students. We are in danger every day when we show up to our school. Students and staff are physically, verbally, emotionally, mentally, and sexually abused every single day in the building. This environment cannot be allowed to continue. Our students have the right to go to school and be safe, and your employees have the right to go to work and be safe. None of us are safe right now. We are sworn at and called vile, crude, and sexual names every day. I have a list here of horrifying things that were said to your employees and your students in just the last 2 days. It fills a page. I struggled with whether or not to read this list to you. In order for you to grasp the abuse we are experiencing, I wanted you to feel how we feel when these things are said to us. However, I couldn't bring myself to say them out loud because they are so disgusting. Ultimately, you have to know that these things are said to your employees and your children all day, every day. This constant verbal abuse takes a toll on our bodies and minds. It's devastating that I can't bring myself to say things out loud that I have to listen to day in and day out at my workplace. In addition to verbal abuse, the people at Washington are getting injured more than ever. I thought it would take someone getting seriously injured before necessary changes would happen. But then, just a couple weeks ago, a teacher was taken away in an ambulance with a bleeding head wound caused by a fight among 3 students. Another teacher was physically attacked by students trying to set off a deadly allergic reaction on purpose, causing her throat to close and her to struggle to breathe. A student was held down on a table and his legs put into vice grips so that other students could take his shoes. A student had his pants and underwear pulled down, exposing him in a crowded hallway of students. Another student approached a group of teachers and pulled his pants down and touched himself inappropriately while laughing at their requests to stop. Male and female students this year are slapped on the buttocks, pitched in the chest, kicked in the groin. Just last week, 2 students laid on a table in the classroom and kissed each other heavily and pretended to have sex while a substitute teacher tried to get them to stop. All of those things I just mentioned happened in the month of May. I have a list that I will give to you of more. We've had fires set in the school, weapons brought in, drugs sold and used, and still it's not enough. Just last week, a student told multiple people, multiple times that, quote, "I'm going to shoot up everyone in this school." Is it going to take someone getting killed for you to finally take the drastic action that is needed? Our district says,
Yeah, who hasn't put a fellow classmate's legs in vice grips and taking their shoes, man? Come on, man. That's typical behavior in school, man. That's typical school behavior. You haven't lived until you've done that, okay?
that we value health and wellness, but our work environment has become so toxic, it is literally making us sick. I have numerous colleagues out on extended leave due to stress. It's a vicious cycle because we cannot get substitute teachers to come to our building. So every single day we are asked to cover the classes of our colleagues who are out. This perpetuates the cycle because we are thrown into classes with kids we don't know, sometimes with no lesson plans or rosters, given no support, and then have all our preparation time taken away from our own classes. This compounds the stress put on us and makes us even sicker. One of my colleagues has headaches every single weekday and is taking medication. Another one wakes up with cold night sweats several times a week. One had nightmares for days after being threatened by an aggressive student. Another person, one of my teachers, wakes up every single Sunday night around 2 a.m. and throws up in anticipation of the work week starting. We have heard of more teachers now than ever before being treated for anxiety, depression, stress, and the related health concerns that working at Washington brings. I comfort coworkers who are crying daily. We exhibit symptoms of PTSD because we live in trauma from 7:30 to 3 o'clock every single day. Just the other day, I broke down after I witnessed an 8th grade student in the office screaming and swearing at a staff member about his cell phone being taken away. This boy, was in my class in 6th grade. He had never been in any trouble, never had a office referral, great student, polite young man, happy. But every day for the last 2.5 years, he has lived in the chaos that we adults have allowed to exist at his school. And he sees that the only way to survive in this environment is to be aggressive. He saw my jaw drop open at his behavior, and his face crumpled, and he started to cry instead of scream, because he is not this person. We created this person because of the environment we force him to be a part of day in and day out. Sadly, he's not the only child who has changed for the worse because of the education they are receiving at Washington. Their education teaches them the skills needed to survive in our school: swearing, screaming, skipping class, hurting people. That's the only way kids survive at Washington right now. Kids who do not learn these tactics are being tormented daily. I look out to the faces of students in my classroom and I see fear in their eyes. I have instructed my students not to answer the door to our classroom because of the truant students who run the school and come looking for fights. They pound on our doors, shake our door handles, scream swear words into our vents, punch and kick the doors, and terrorize us while we are trying to teach and learn. And these are just some of the many violent and aggressive behaviors that my kids have to deal with every day. Just a few weeks ago, some of you on the school board may have received a list detailing a 2-week period of the horrifying conditions that we are experiencing. And since that time, we have seen an increased presence of district office administrators who come to our school to try to help with crowd control for the remaining weeks of the year. That has helped, but it's not enough. It is a Band-Aid to help us survive the last few weeks. It does not bring about the change that is needed. 2 weeks ago, we had a staff meeting, and many of you were there on Wednesday after school in our cafeteria. And we talked about all the things that we as teachers are going to do differently to improve the conditions in our school. But I did not hear from any district personnel what they are going to do differently. We need to hear from you. What are you going to do differently to improve the conditions in our school?
Okay? So, yeah, man. Fuck them kids, man, at this school, man. This school that, fuck these parents demanding answers.
Our other top story tonight, a teacher in Pontiac is no longer with the district after a video has gone viral showing her berating students.
Yeah, watch this.
Deal with your you calm down. You calm down. You calm down, boy. Now, your mama gonna come beat the out of me. So we calling people and beat the out of each other. All right. Is that what we doing? Okay. Is that what?
Difficult to understand with all the bleeps, but let's go to Erica Erickson for more context. She's live tonight on this. Erica, some parents you talked to are outraged over this.
Yeah, they're certainly outraged. This all kind of started over an argument with some of the kids. Now they say it's time for change, not only in the school, but in the district.
Oh, your mama gonna come beat the out of me.
This rant recorded, now spreading like wildfire online.
All right. Is that what we doing?
Showing who the Pontiac School District says is a teacher just a second day on the job Tuesday.
This is not a school. That's what they told me when I came here.
In longer versions of the video sent to Local 4, the freshman teacher.
I'm 53 years old. This little peon is sitting up in here calling me a girl.
Is heard arguing with students using derogatory language, then threatening to leave.
Sis, you sound
One parent whose teenage son witnessed and recorded the now viral rant, Kayla Burns, says she's disgusted.
When a teacher's calling kids the B word, the A word, and the N word, I think that needs to be addressed right away.
Now, Burns and the mother of another student in the video say they're really upset because they say this isn't the first time a staff member has been inappropriate with their kids.
But as some call to, quote, bring that teacher back, and, quote, we need more teachers like her.
Anybody who sees that video and blames the child for being a child or the parent who's advocating for that child, then I got to question their integrity.
The district says the video...
Question my integrity, nigga. Question the hell out of my integrity. I know how those little bastards are in them schools. I was one of them. And I had a mother that didn't play. My mother didn't play. The other niggas didn't have nobody to answer to. Nobody give a fuck what they did at school. My mother cared. My mother would show up to teacher meetings and shit. I get in trouble for being misbehaving at school, and I still did that shit.
Doesn't reflect their values or staff standards, and she no longer works there. Other parents now demanding changes from the top down.
I want a letter to go out to every student's parent. We are deeply sorry that your child had to witness that disturbing, disgusting behavior from a teacher we hired.
Again, some parents say this goes a lot deeper than some kids allegedly threatening to call their mom to fight their teacher. We did get a lengthier statement from the district about Burns' concerns specifically. They say in part, quote, district and school administrators have been engaged with the parent for several months to review concerns, address questions, and work toward resolution through appropriate school and district processes. Our focus remains on maintaining a safe and respectful learning environment for all students. Meanwhile, a lot of support coming in for that teacher online. A GoFundMe has also been created for her. Reporting live in Pontiac, Erica Erickson.
The GoFundMe has been created for the teacher. Oh, man. A GoFundMe has been created for the teacher. That's what I like. Shout out to Savrix, man. Savrix is in the building, man. Yeah, man. GoFundMe has been created for that teacher. That's what's up. Yeah, man. Get that teacher. Get her a GoFundMe, man. Salute to her, man. And conservatives are jumping on this and attacking the teacher. Conservative platforms are attacking the teacher. Like, oh, no, man. It ain't the teacher, man. It's these little fucktards in the school. Look at her. This one, she's fucking her. She's in the same city, and she's fucking the kids. Where were these teachers when I was a kid, man? Press 1. Jocelyn San Roman. She's fucking the kids. This the same city. She giving head. She giving out head to the kids. This is a different teacher, man. This ain't the same one, man. Unbelievable, man. She told another teacher she had sex with a 16-year-old student. And the teacher told her, think about how comfortable you got to be to tell another teacher that you had sex with a student. Damn. That word, man. Fuck it, hey, man. Unbelievable, man. Third degree criminal. Why not first degree? If it was a man, it would be first degree. Press 1. Third degree. Third degree? Really? He said back in high school, I prayed for a teacher like facts, man. Third degree. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This teacher who went off on those kids gonna get in more trouble than her. That's crazy. That's bananas, man. Let's keep it pushing, man. Only show in the we the only ones, man, bringing you this, man. We the only ones bringing you. Hit that like button, man. Smash that like button, man. How many people we got? 80, 70 something? Hit that like button, man. Smash that like. Smash it. Smiggity smash it. Smash the like button, man.
Dallas police are trying to solve a double murder that happened in Old East Dallas over the weekend. No easily identified clues were left behind, and people who were around when the shooting happened vanished. Detective Philip Wheeler hopes those who know will step out of the shadows. Fox 4's Sean Rabb has this week's track down.
This is Detective Philip Wheeler, Dallas Homicide. We're in Old East Dallas, 4600 block, Columbia Avenue, and you had a double murder here Sunday afternoon?
Yes, sir. Sunday afternoon, about 1:30 p.m.
So you responded to a 911 call for gunshots?
Correct. They made entry to the apartment where they found Christopher Hargrove and Bobby Teal deceased inside from gunshot wounds.
What is it?
Damn, them two dudes, they was definitely in the streets, definitely affiliated. These ain't no angels right here, bro. These are not no angels, man. Damn. These people are, look at them, man. God, dog. They the two that got killed. Wow.
So you responded to a 911 call for gunshots?
Correct. They made entry to the apartment where they found Christopher Hargrove and Bobby Teal deceased inside from gunshot wounds.
What has anyone said to you, if they've said anything at all?
We don't have much people talking yet. We still have a lot of questions that need to be answered. It was the middle of the day on Sunday, so I believe there was people around and there was people possibly inside the apartment. I need to find those people.
Because when you got here, they were all gone.
Correct.
All right. And you have no surveillance video from this apartment complex area?
At this time.
So this helps people understand the challenges sometimes of what you do in homicide. Sometimes you don't have anything and you got a scratch, right?
Right.
This is one of those cases.
This is one of those cases where we need people to come forward.
Right. That's the key to solving this double murder, is someone talking to you about what happened. They know. Somebody knows.
Somebody knows.
All right. How can folks reach you?
They can call me at 972-689-0078 or text.
Okay. Text you or call you. Email also? Or
Email also.
Okay. And that's philip.wheeler@dallaspolice.gov.
Yes, sir.
Okay. These two men, you can't discern whether they had a fight with anybody or anything like that.
At this time, I don't know. I'm just trying to get each family some answers.
Okay. Who killed these two men here at this complex, 4608 Columbia Avenue? It was about 1:30 Sunday afternoon. Somebody knows something. Might not be a lot of clues, but somebody has the right clue. Get at Detective Philip Wheeler. His phone, his cell phone, text him, email him. Help find the man or men responsible for the murder of two here on Columbia Avenue this past Sunday.
And you can watch past trackdown stories, and maybe you can help solve a crime. Go to the Fox 4 YouTube page, youtube.com/Fox4 News. For the first time, we're hearing.
Salute to everybody out there, man. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button, man.
So a far-left DA facing backlash over the fatal stabbing of a 41-year-old mom at a bus stop. As internal emails reveal, he was warned about the illegal migrant suspect, a violent offender with more than 30 prior arrests, but still released him before the crime. Back in November, police emailed, quote, "Mr. Jallo is one of the repeat and violent offenders we discussed. I wanted to get your background on why he's out so soon." Unfortunately, based on the numerous dealings with him, it is not a question of if, but rather when he will maliciously wound or worse again. Jonathan Fahey served as acting ICE director in President Trump's first term and joins us now. So you get this email where they lay it out. They warn them that this could possibly be the end result, but there's zero response.
Yeah, that email is really chilling when you see what happened just last week when this woman was brutally murdered in Fairfax. And a couple of things that stand out over the email. This email was sent by a high-level person in the police department. It was certainly intended to convey the fact that nothing had been done about this guy despite his numerous arrests, and the fact that they wanted something on record that they have been calling out to do something about this guy because he had 40 prior arrests, and he also had over 100 contacts with police department. He was known in an email in May of last year.
How do you have 100 contacts with the police department, man? I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. I know some bad guys, man. I know some guys that hustle on the corner every day and shit like that. And, you know, they just, you know, that's their normal life. It's not like it's any aberration. They grew up like that, right? It's just what they do, right? A fucking 100 contacts with the police department. He only been here since 2012. This guy is not like some nigga that grew up in the projects and stayed in the projects and never did a bid. This guy has only been here for 14 years. And he has 100 contacts with the police department. Because you got to understand, every time you contact with the police, you don't get arrested. Like, sometimes they just come like, what happened here? Oh, all right, you go that way and you go that way. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or they do their little investigation on the spot and there's not enough to, you know, arrest the person for. Some more, they just like, fuck it. You know, it's a high crime area. So they, you know, when you in high crime areas, police don't want to go all the way to the station and, you know, leave their beat for some little shit. So a lot of times they just be like, you go that way, you go that way. Or, get out of here, man. Beat it, man. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. But even those aren't considered contacts with police because those wouldn't be documented. He has 100 documented contacts with police. So we're talking about citations, probably, you know, shit like that. Arrests. You've been detained, probably, you know, shit like that. How the fuck do you do that? That's like, yo, and you're not and you're on the streets. How do you do that and you're on the streets? That's insane.
Something on record that they have been calling out to do something about this guy because he had 40 prior arrests, and he also had over 100 contacts with police department. He was known in an email in May of last year. They emailed the Commonwealth's attorney to say he's known to stab people. In August or July of that year, they sent.
Oh, he's what? He's what?
Last year, they emailed the Commonwealth's attorney to say he's known to stab people. In August or July of that year, they sent a similar email saying, you know, we want to go forward with the case even though we can't find the victim. And cases were repeatedly dismissed. And this is so horrible because it's entirely preventable. But what makes this even worse, this Commonwealth's attorney, this isn't like the first time something like this happened. Just in December of last year, an MS-13 member, murder charges were dropped dropped against him. He was also an illegal alien. He was released back in the streets, not turned over to ICE. 3 days later, he was charged with murdering someone else. So this is a pattern and practice. And unfortunately and horrifically, people die because of bad policies. And this is a prosecutor that's more interested in pushing a progressive agenda,
100%.
a victim first, criminal last agenda.
So this is what the prosecutor's office had to say, the district attorney. Abdul Jallo was known to our office, and we were acutely aware of the risk he posed to the community. Unfortunately, the defendant in this case also had a history of selecting victims with no fixed address. In multiple cases, we were unable to move forward with prosecution because victims could not be located or contacted. It is your job as a prosecutor to do the hard work. Go find them. You have a whole team of investigators. Sit on the location until they come out. This is such a terrible excuse, right?
Exactly. And if it was a one-time thing, fine. But this is a repeated practice of this happening. And if you just go back to July of last year, somebody tried to...
What do you think would have happened if this guy was accused of touching women's hair on the train? What do you guys think would happen if he was accused? Hey, man, this guy touched my hair on the train. You think he would get a bond? Think this guy gets a bond?
You have a whole team of investigators. Sit on the location until they come out. This is such a terrible excuse, right?
Exactly. And if it was a one-time thing, fine. But this is a repeated practice of this happening. And if you just go back to July of last year, somebody tried to abduct a 3-year-old from a mall in Fairfax County. That person had 30 prior arrests, and over a dozen cases have been dismissed by the Commonwealth's attorney. So this was not a one-off. And again, you're right. When you have a motivated prosecutor or motivated detective, they can find people, and certainly you're not going to strike out 30 and 40 times in a row. So yeah, this is a horrific excuse. But if you look at his platform, it's all about putting the criminals first, victims last, not cooperating with ICE, things of that nature. And we have a dead woman that should be alive today because of these policies.
I want to see the record in the appeal made to the court, to the judge saying, this guy can't be out. Because that's what prosecutors do. When you have a violent offender, it's put an email of the police saying, look, this person's going to kill someone, in short. Where was the prosecutor going to the judge and say, this guy is a risk to society? He should not have bail. They should be remanded until we have a trial or we can locate the victims.
Well, that's another great point, because this prosecutor has a no cash bail rule, meaning he's routinely agreeing to let violent criminals out on jail. And so many of these offenses, he was out on bond for other offenses.
Crazy.
And it's just remarkable to me that nothing was done. The effort wasn't there. And you look at that email, and it is almost like sort of a cry for help from the police to say, you need to do something or people will die. And instead they chose let people die rather than do something.
Look at this, DA. Terrible. I hope he gets sued by the family because of this, because this is all on him. Something could have changed here. I hope they go after him civilly. Jonathan, thanks so much for joining the program.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Sergeant Freddie Diaz, Public Information Officer of the Division of Police. Just wanted to provide a very short update in regards to the ongoing investigation of the 2 homicides that our homicide unit is investigating. This evening, our homicide unit conducted a search warrant here in this area of East 162nd and Midland. As part of that ongoing investigation and search warrant, the investigators were able to identify and detain a person of interest. At this point, the investigation obviously is ongoing. This person is going to be interviewed and we hope to continue this investigation and gather more leads. This is not an arrest at the moment. It's just a person of interest that we're.
So yeah, if you don't know, 2 girls were found dead in a suitcase.
A story that has really gripped Cleveland and really Northeast Ohio, because this case continues to unfold. And so we want to make sure we've given you the most updated information. We've just gotten a press release from the city of Cleveland to sort of update this. So we're going to try and walk you through this case because it is so convoluted. It starts Monday evening, and we want to show you video from when this occurred. This is on the east side of Cleveland, really near the Ginn Academy. And at this point, it was called in as a man who was walking his dog, and his dog smelled something, for the lack of a better term, hit on something, and the man investigated, and it appeared to be a suitcase that was partially buried, or buried in a shallow, what police called a shallow grave. Immediately they began searching that area. They do find that first suitcase, and there was a child's body in there. They start searching the rest of the area. You can kind of see it's a wooded area. As they begin to search that that area, they find a second suitcase that is also partially buried or in a shallow grave, and also contains the body of a young child. And so that's where the case evolved as far as Monday night into Tuesday. A little bit of information came out Tuesday that it appears that the DNA from testing the DNA from the 2 children, that they appeared to be at least half sisters. And that really started the investigation. And from what the Cleveland police say in this press release, that the homicide unit launched in an intensive investigation working to develop leads through area canvassing, witness interviews, and the review of available surveillance footage. Despite limited initial evidence, detectives worked quickly and methodically to advance the investigation. That goes through the course of a day or two. And I want to show you exactly where we are talking in the city of Cleveland on the east side, just so that if you're familiar with the area, that you might be able to just see where we're talking. You can see I-90 on the east side, and we are focusing in on where that red bullet point is. It is the intersection of Midland Avenue and East 162nd. You can see it's just a half a block away from Ginn Academy, and it's really this wooded area that you see on the back of this, what they call Saranac Playground. You see the trees before those what look like semi-trailers. That's the area that these 2 suitcases and the 2 young girls' bodies were found. Let's fast forward to yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, police are back out at that scene after really opening that area up. And I want to make sure we've got the right video here. They go back out to the area to search a home that they develop information on, and they get a search warrant for a house in this area. You can see more of those trailer boxes in the back there. And they start to do more investigating. They go back to a home in the 700 block of East 162nd Street. And according to the police, within less than 48 hours, detectives detained a person of interest and recovered substantial evidence related to the case while they are searching that home on East 162nd. They also find a child inside that home who they say appeared to be in good health. Now, from that, we do know that according to police and their release, that one person was taken into custody. A 28-year-old female was arrested, and she is expected to be charged later today. That's where we want to sort of stop with the information given us today from police. What we also know through working this story is that, police have yet to put a name to the 28-year-old arrested. They at least don't put that name in this press release. But what we know is that a 28-year-old woman was arrested yesterday evening, and she was arrested on charges of murder and child endangering. That was the arrest charges, and why she was arrested.
Okay, so there you go, man. Let's see. Hold on. I want to get to this, man. Salute to everybody out there, man. Hit the like button, support the channel, sponsor the show.
Okay, well, you can have a great day because we have the right to refuse service. So.
Okay, so you're discriminating, right?
So we're just. You're getting loud, sir. Like.
So that's fine. We will leave.
Okay, thank you. Like. No, we're not serving Trump supporters. You have a great day. You have a great day.
We're not serving Trump supporters. You have a great day. This ain't her business. This ain't like Shaniqua's smoothie shop. This is Smoothie King. She worked for a company. She works for a company. She acting like she's like this is her Shaniqua's smoothie shop. This is not your shop, man. The entitlement that these women have is just, it's insanity, man. Look how entitled she is to just discriminate against somebody, and will be the first one to cry discrimination that didn't happen. She'll be the first one to complain about discrimination that literally did not happen to her. She'll be the first one. If she sneezes and you don't say bless you, she'll melt down. I sneezed in front of a group of white people and no one said bless you. I sneezed in front of a group of white people. Nobody said bless you. In America, this is how America is. America. I should have known because I live in America. America. Have no problem discriminating against somebody else.
Yeah, like we don't support that. Our company's not about that. Like we're not really comfortable with that. Okay, well, you can have a great day because we have the right to refuse service. So.
Okay, so you're discriminating, right?
So we're just. You're getting loud, sir. Like.
So that's fine. We will leave.
Okay, thank you. Like. No, we're not serving Trump supporters. You have a great day. You have a great day. I'm worried. I'm confused if this is a joke too. Like we're questioning the same thing. Okay. Because you're Trump supporters. They're going on Facebook Lives because they're Trump supporters.
Boy. So we got to talk about another classic F around and find out story featuring liberals who have made their politics their religion. Okay. And they are facing consequences for bringing their politics to work, right? This is a story that I cover so often on this channel. We have another one. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have already heard about this story featuring the Ann Arbor Smoothie King workers, at least one of whom happens to be black, fired for denying Trump support.
Did Trump just not start a war yesterday?
You're refusing service at this establishment because of older people, right? Which is discrimination.
Do you know that ICE is going on right now?
Which is discrimination, right?
Yeah, but okay, I'm here with like.
Okay, well, you said you were going to leave, so please just have a great day and leave so we can continue what we're doing. Like, thank you.
She said, did Trump not just go to war yesterday? Liberals don't even know that they're Americans. Like, she thinks she's an American. The American president went to war with a hostile nation, and she's like, "Well, didn't Trump go to war yesterday? So I'm not serving you." It's insane. These people are insane. Salute to everybody out there, man. Everybody hit that like button, man. Smash that like button so we get some more. So we can get some more people up in here, man.
Hoodie, and you literally looked at us and I asked you if everything was okay. You said you don't feel comfortable serving me because of my husband's hoodie.
Yes.
Discrimination.
Okay, well, have a great day. Like, you're still here. Like, that's illegal.
They keep saying, like, look how gaslighting they are. They like, have a great day, bye. Like, these bitches are rude. Somebody, like, they wouldn't talk to Shaniquas like this. I can tell you one thing. I know this bitch. This bitch wouldn't talk to no Shaniqua like that. She wouldn't keep telling the Shaniqua, all right, whatever, have a great day. Press 1. She wouldn't talk to no Shaniqua like that. She wouldn't talk to no Tyrone like that. She wouldn't talk to Marquavius like that. Hey, what you mean we can't get no food? All right, whatever, just have a great day. Go home. Bye. Have a great day. Great. She would never talk to nobody named Traviante or Marquell. She wouldn't talk to none of them niggas like that. All right, whatever. Just go have a great day. Have a great day. Whatever. We're refusing your service because we don't like your hoodie. Have a great day. Goodbye. All right, you still here? That whole place would be destroyed. Yo, that whole entire business would be destroyed. It would be plastic cups and straws and trays everywhere. Press 1.
Have a great day. The door's right there. Have a great day. Thank you. Have a great day. Call the police. Okay, what's the police going to do? Like, what? Oh, my God. There's no way. Okay, why are you still in here? Have a good day. Like, what? Like, what the fuck? No, like, wait, I'm sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. I need to do both. Like,
and you have these Smoothie King workers who are now speaking out, giving their side of the story, claiming that, hey, they were uncomfortable with the Trump supporters just coming in and get a smoothie, right? They were uncomfortable with their sweatshirt, and they had the right to refuse service, right? Simply because they had politics that the employees disagreed with.
Hi, guys. It's Janai and Michelle. I'm just going to explain what happened yesterday at Smoothie King Ann Arbor.
I've got a horrible case of acne. Baby girl, you need a Proactive. What's that shit Puffy used to sell? Proactive? You need to go get you some Proactive, baby.
That the employees disagreed with.
Hi, guys. It's Janai and Michelle. I'm just going to explain what happened yesterday at Smoothie King Ann Arbor. So basically, it was really busy the whole day. It was just me and my other coworker. And basically, this couple comes in the midst of it being like super busy, so we cannot attend to them right away. We're just like, hello, we'll be with you in a moment. And they're just giving us really weird looks. And so like we're kind of looking at them back, like what's going on? And that's when we realized they're wearing Trump merch. And that's when my coworker says to me like that, like this is making me uncomfortable. Like this is weird. Like because mind you, it was really the day right after Black History Month, and
this is really the day right after Black History Month. Are you kidding me? What did she do for Black History Month? What did she do for Black History Month? What the hell did this bitch do for Black History Month? Bitch, you don't give a fuck about no damn Black History Month. Shut the fuck up. Said she played basketball. Bitch, shut the fuck up. It was the day after Black. So, all right, it was the day after Black History Month. So there you go. It wasn't even Black History Month no more. It wasn't even Black History Month no more.
And that's when Torta asked us if there was an issue, and that's when my coworker said, like, yeah, we're uncomfortable because of your sweater, of your husband's sweater, and she was taking an order on the headset for the drive-through, and then so that's why I was doing most of the talking, because she was attending to the customer, so that's what, like, yeah, like we are uncomfortable, and then that's when he immediately gets loud. As you can see, guys, in my video, we're just saying, like, yeah, like, we're uncomfortable, blah, 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 blah. And then he immediately gets loud, like, discrimination, you're discriminating against us. And that's when we start to get loud, because, like, this grown man is getting loud at us. And, he's probably so angry because he is an ex-meth head, okay? And, yeah, like, I told them, like, as you guys can see in my...
She called him an ex-meth head.
I said, we have the right to refuse service. Have a good day. They did not want to listen to that. Like, have a good day. SpongeBob Big Guy Pants, okay? Like, I'm not really sure what else to tell you guys, so that's why I kept repeating, have a good day. Thank you. And then they started, like, asking us for our names, like, saying that they were going to call the police on us. And it's just like, baby, you said you were going to leave, so what are you still doing here? The door, okay?
Would she talk to some niggas like that? Would she talk to some niggas like that? Salute to Barry B, man. Barry B is in the building. Would she talk to some niggas like that? Like, seriously, y'all. Would she talk to some niggas like that? Some disgruntled niggas. She would be the one calling the police. She would be the one calling the police. She be in the back crying and shit. She be in the back crying, locked in the manager's office crying, waiting for the police to come. Nah, this ain't no black woman. This a college girl. This a college girl, man. All black people ain't niggas, man. All black people ain't niggas. This a prissy ass college girl who ain't comfortable around the element, man. This girl ain't, I got more hood in my goddamn pinky toe than this bitch got in her whole body, man. This bitch ain't got no fucking, no. This is just some prissy ass college girl. She says, this the Smoothie King in Ann Arbor. I was just in Ann Arbor last year, or for 2 years ago. This Ann Arbor is, yes, it's a city, but this is the Smoothie King down by the college, man. This ain't. You say yes, they are. Well, let me say, all black people ain't on some nigga shit, right? Like this girl ain't finna to go fight no girl over her baby daddy. She ain't finna to go mob up with a bunch of girls and go to the projects and fight some girls because they look, one of them said something to her baby daddy. This ain't that type of girl. This the type of girl that'll protest for Gaza or something. She like a protest for Gaza or some shit like that. You know what I mean? She ain't no hood bitch. That's what I'm saying.
have a good day, SpongeBob Big Guy Pants, okay? Like, I'm not really sure what else to tell you guys, so that's why I kept repeating, have a good day, thank you. And then they started, like, asking us for our names, like, saying that they were going to call the police on us, and it's just like, baby, you said you were going to leave, so what are you still doing here? The door, okay? Okay, and now everybody's attacking me online, all the goys. News stations have picked this up. I'm trending on every social media platform.
All the goys. A nigga don't even know what a goy is. Listen. A real nigga don't even know what a goy is. Press 1.
It's not like, guys, like, we just gotta lock in and wake up. It's not about Trump. It's not about Biden. Baby, Israel. Israel's the real issue here, okay?
A nigga project bitch, a nigga bitch wouldn't even say no stupid shit like that. They don't even know nothing about none of that.
We all need to just wake up and accept it. And that's all the Queen Miss Michelle has to say. Goodbye.
Yeah, it is absolutely incredible what internet radicalization can do to people, right? It's fascinating stuff. It really should be studied at this point. So what we have here is a woke black employee who discriminated against a customer because he's a Trump supporter. Now, again, this is the same person who claims that Trump discriminates against them, and they feel like, I guess, the solution for discrimination is more discrimination, right? Even though these people had nothing to do, or they have nothing to do with the alleged discrimination that they claim that they experienced from Trump, which is non-existent, by the way, right? Is in their heads, right? But, you know, apparently for this employee, Israel's the problem. Somehow, some way, this is Israel's fault, right? Again, the internet is a hell of a place. It really is. So, with that being said, unsurprisingly, Smoothie King did the right thing and fired these people. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Well, 2 workers at a Smoothie King in Ann Arbor fired. Viral video showed them allegedly refusing service to a couple because one of them is wearing a Trump hoodie. Let's get live to Fox 2's Dave Kinchin in Ann Arbor with a look at the controversy. Dave.
Yeah, Rip, this video has gone ultra viral. Now, this is the Smoothie King behind me here on Jackson Road in Ann Arbor, where all of this went down. What we can tell you is the couple that says they're victims in this case recorded the exchange they had with those 2 now fired workers. Listen.
We were just wanting a smoothie, and you literally looked at us, and I asked you if everything was okay. You said we don't feel comfortable serving you because of my husband's hoodie. That is discrimination.
Okay, well, have a great day. Like,
that is illegal.
So that's what you want to do.
So here's what happened at this Ann Arbor Smoothie King. The 2 workers are out of jobs after refusing to serve Erica and her husband, Jake, of Dearborn Heights. Jake is wearing a hoodie with President Trump's name on it. The workers said they did not feel comfortable in this encounter, and the couple says they were clearly discriminated against, so much so a GoFundMe page was set up, created to help them fight their legal case that they believe they had. But is this really an act of discrimination that violates the Constitution?
Yes, you wouldn't be asking that if it was reversed. If it was reversed, he wouldn't even ask that fucking question. Press 1.
Was set up, created to help them fight their legal case that they believe they had. But is this really an act of discrimination that violates the Constitution? Well, we took that question to Detroit attorney Jonathan Marco for his take. But first, here's another look at that video.
Hey, you know that's a crime, right?
It's not.
Discrimination
We
is a
have
crime.
the right to refuse service here, and that's what we
Not
did.
due to political views, though.
A lot of people are surprised to find out that the constitutional freedom of speech does not apply to private businesses, which means private businesses can discriminate based on political viewpoint. If you could... Okay.
Try that. Say if you, because you would BLM. You got a BLM shirt on. We not serving you. It'll be protesters outside that store the next day. That's the difference, though. I will give you that. The next day, if this was reversed, there would be protests, black preachers and the Nation of Islam and All type of grifters will be outside the store protesting, blocking people from going in and shit. Conservatives scared to protest because January 1st, January 6th. They still scared to protest. January 6th, they scared the shit out of conservatives.
Refuse service to somebody with a MAGA hat, or you could refuse service to somebody with a Kamala Harris hat. It's just the law. Now, there are some specific states that do have laws protecting political speech, including in the public venue. Michigan is not one of them. And the Constitution itself, freedom of speech, does not apply to private businesses.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing, right? That may be true. That may be true. But at the same time, the company here has the right to fire these employees because of their discrimination, right? Because it is discrimination. Yes, it's probably constitutionally allowed. I don't think they actually committed a crime by discriminating against them, but it's not good business. I think everybody can agree. Hey, discrimination is probably not good capitalism for the most part, right? For the most part, there are some situations where I can think of, I'm like, discrimination might be good capitalism, right? Like, for example, if you have a brand or a business where, hey, your business depends on a luxury experience, where you don't want certain types of people patronizing your businesses because, it kind of brings down the vibe, right? The brand of the business. I can see how discrimination might be beneficial. But in this case, that's not Smoothie King, right? Smoothie King, okay, is a restaurant, I guess you call it a restaurant. I guess it's technically a restaurant. But anyways, Smoothie King is the type of business where, you're not going to want to discriminate against people based off, politics or socioeconomic status or anything like that. You just want people to come in and get a smoothie, right? You want to sell as many smoothies as possible. Right. And Smoothie King's actually pretty good. I love their banana protein smoothie. That used to be my go-to post-workout. I haven't had one in a long time. Okay. And because they fired these employees, who knows? I may have to go get a banana smoothie, as a thank you for firing these people. Okay.
Salute to Young Phenom. He says, Fisherman lives through our based black queen. Yeah, man. Shout out to Fisherman, man. Ex-president Fisherman, man.
There's a decent chance they're going to screw you over with their politics.
Now, Smoothie King's corporate office posted a statement on its social media that says, in part, quote, the franchise owner has taken immediate action and the two employees involved are no longer with the business. Both the franchise owner and Smoothie King corporate have reached out to the guest several times to apologize and will continue to follow up. The local owner is also taking further action and enforcing mandatory retraining for all employees that outlines our guest experience standards. Now, we did reach out to that couple to get a comment, find out more about their take on all of this. We haven't heard back just yet. Now, tonight on The Edge, we flipped the script a little bit. What about those two fired workers? Do they have a case in all of this in terms
No, they do not have a case, right? They don't have a case, as we already went over.
Of constitutionality? Well, we talk with Attorney Marco about that on The Edge tonight. For now, reporting live in Ann Arbor, Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, and we've covered in the past bakers out there who were asked to bake cakes for same-sex couples for marriages. And in cases before, there's been precedents in which those bakers have said, we're not interested in baking the cake because we don't agree with same-sex marriage.
Yeah, but that woman owned that business. That woman owned that business. This is a fucking some bitch that just work at the fucking Smoothie King. Not the same thing, man.
And the Supreme Court, from what I understand, they actually ruled in favor of the bakers in this case. And so it's an interesting fight.
Well, that's freedom of religion, right? That's a different thing, right? That's a whole different thing. We're talking about a couple of employees who refuse to serve customers because of their politics, right? Because of their political ideology. This was not based off of religion, okay? So that's a different case. When it comes to politics, these employees, if the company says, hey, you can't do that, right? You can be fired for that, then you can be fired, right? And, you know.
Man, let's move along, man. Let's move along.
With warmer weather coming, Chicago City Council members are offering ways to clamp down on teen violence that happened.
Think about that. Think about that. I just want you to think about this right here. Just think about this statement.
With warmer weather coming, Chicago City Council members are offering ways to clamp down on teen violence that happened frequently last year.
She lied a little bit at the end, but that's such a bonkers statement, man. Happens frequently every year in every city. But think about that. With warmer weather coming, like as the weather gets good and people start to come outside, little Negro children are going to start carjacking people and robbing people and shooting each other. So we have to come out with a way to try to stem the tide, to try to we have to prepare for this shit. Like locusts. Remember locusts, what they call cicadas? They come through every 17 years. I think they came through in 87, then 04, and then was it 2021? The locusts that come through every 17 years, they come through every fucking year with these fucking niggas, man. It's every fucking year. It's like we're preparing for locusts.
With warmer weather coming, Chicago City Council members are offering ways to clamp down on teen violence that happened frequently last year. WGN's Dana Rebick tells you what they're proposing.
Spring and summer are right around the corner, and after months of failed attempts at trying to prevent teen takeovers in Chicago at City Hall, today an alderman reintroduced a concept that would put parents on the hook for their children's behavior.
I will be the first to say that I do not want to criminalize parenting. What I want to do is wake parents up.
Alderman Ray Lopez introducing a new ordinance in the Public Safety Committee today that could hold parents liable for the criminal.
You come outside or you look out the window, you see these little niggas sitting on your car, dancing on your car. You know if you say something to them, they're going to start throwing shit at you and try to kick your ass. Hey, excuse me, like you just gotta walk over there and like put the key in the door. Or you gotta bloop, bloop, and then walk over there, act like you don't see them and just open the door. And they still not gonna get off. If you start driving off, they're gonna be like, hey man, we still on top of here dancing, man. And they're gonna use that as an excuse to assault you. Even if you don't say a fucking word to them. If you just bloop the car, walk around them, go around, open the door, get in, start the car, they gonna use that as an affront to kick your ass. Press 1. And they talking about, I'm not trying to criminalize parenting. I'm not trying to criminalize parenting. I just want to wake parents up. Yeah, I'm sure. These people are insane, man. Something's seriously wrong with these people, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. People is crazy, man. They're absolutely, positively crazy. All right. Everybody knows this how these kids act. It ain't no motherfucking secret. It ain't no fucking cultural, whatever they say. It's cultural. No, it's these niggas. It's these niggas, Earl. It's these motherfuckers shit.
Actions of their children.
Previously, this council has in fact instituted laws that also hold parents accountable. We saw that with spray painting and graffiti, where parents would be held accountable for what their children were doing on the streets. And it led to a precipitous and immediate decline once parents were being brought into the equation.
Under the proposal, for example, if a child is involved in a teen takeover and committed a criminal act, their parent or legal guardian could face a $1,000 fine, community service, and court-mandated family and parental counseling.
I can't support it because we're looking to hold a parent liable as if they committed the act themselves, which I believe will fall short of being constitutional.
You're letting him go out late at night, doing whatever. You don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something. If you're allowing a 16-year-old to be out, let's just say at 2 a.m, and he does something really bad, are you somewhat responsible? I would say yes.
Ultimately, the ordinance failed 10-5 to move out of committee, but Lopez plans to revise it and bring it back. Still in the mix, a new version of Alderman Brian Hopkins' curfew ordinance, which passed out of committee in January. The hybrid model would allow the police department to issue a dispersal order at any time of day. Minors could then be detained and processed for a curfew violation if they did not leave the area.
Whether a teen trend occurs at noon or whether it occurs at midnight, it shouldn't matter. The police have the ability to disperse that crowd and to take the teens, the underage unaccompanied minors, into protective custody rather than arrest them.
The current city curfew is 10 p.m. except for Millennium Park, which is 6 p.m. after issues with teen takeovers there, including 2 shootings that happened after the tree lighting in November. Mayor Johnson vetoed a snap curfew ordinance.
Look at that shit, man. Look at that shit, man. It's literally a cop paddy wagon right here. And look at these niggas just running and raising hell and downtown too. Like they downtown. They not even like, damn, man, we gotta keep this shit in the hood. Come on, y'all, let's keep this shit in the hood. They like, nah, we going downtown to act like this. And ain't nobody gonna do a fucking thing about it. That type of mentality has to change. They gotta be like, shit, I ain't going downtown. You crazy? Nigga, you crazy? You trying to get me jammed up, nigga. I ain't going to go downtown. Instead, it's the opposite. Like, yo, let's go downtown. Insanity, man.
Last year, and a previous proposal to set an 8 p.m. curfew in the Loop also failed.
Ultimately, the goal is to create safe spaces for our children, accountability with parents, and have a city that everyone can enjoy and love.
Alderman Hopkins says he has been working closely with the mayor's office on this ordinance, and he thinks he does have the votes to pass it. He plans to introduce it to the full council later this month or sometime in April. At City Hall, Dana Rebick, WGN News.
Has to take accountability for his actions, and if we just keep giving him a slap on the wrist, when will he learn?
New in the 19th, a snowplow driver who's accused of killing and hitting a 71-year-old woman in North Providence is back behind the wheel of controversy tonight. Police say Lloyd Card was arrested yet again over the weekend, this time for driving under the influence.
It is the latest in a long list of driving offenses tied to Card. And tonight, the family of the victim who was killed says enough.
You a wigger, man. You a wigger, man. You a wigger.
Lloyd Card was arrested yet again over the weekend, this time for driving under the influence.
It is the latest in a long list of driving offenses tied to Card. And tonight, the family of the victim who was killed says enough is enough. The Night Team's Leanna Falk joins us now live in the studio with their reaction. Leanna?
Yeah, Patrice, Dan, tonight the family tells me this latest arrest feels like history repeating itself, and they're asking how someone with a record like this is still on the road.
Like a smack in the face, you know, for us, because it's like, okay, how many more times?
For Maria Vega Rivera's family, the grief never really left.
Because of his actions, we have to suffer. We're just trying to get by everything. When we see this, it's like a flashback.
State police say Lloyd Card was pulled over early Saturday morning in West Warwick. Troopers say his blood alcohol level was over the legal limit. Records show Card has racked up more than a dozen motor vehicle citations in just the past 3 years, including multiple charges for driving without a license. North Providence police say he was even pulled over last October, driving the same truck involved in the deadly snowplow crash.
Do you think that he could face jail time from this?
It's possible. However, it's hard to say what effect that driving the plow and killing that woman is going to have on the DUI, since he was never criminally charged in that case.
I don't know what's going on, but you guys need to leave.
Looking for answers, we went to Card's home in Lincoln. A man who resembled Card approached our crew. He denied being the driver and told us to leave.
Is Mr. Card here?
I have no idea. You guys need to leave off the street.
For Vega Rivera's family, the silence only adds to their frustration.
What more needs to happen before that card is removed or you know, he's in prison? Because he needs to be taught a lesson. Okay, he needs to be taught a lesson. He has to take accountability for his actions.
Card was released on $2,000 bail. Court records show he's only allowed to drive to and from work, and he must be off the road before 7 p.m.
Who's going to enforce that? Who's going to enforce him being off the road before 7 and only driving to and from work? Who's going to enforce that? How do you enforce that? Salute to everybody, man. Yeah, man. Take the $5 challenge, sponsor the show. We coming to you live and direct, daytime show, daytime.
New developments in a wild and foiled high school murder plot out of Seminole County. The two girls accused of planning to kill their classmate, one out of jail. Whether or not they'll get out right now is a big question mark.
Yeah, and right now, Greg, we're learning more about a conversation police say happened inside of their patrol car. Channel 9's Nick Papantonis has details from Lake Brantley High School.
The girls likely didn't realize the camera was recording everything as they joked about going to jail and talked about becoming famous in true crime communities.
It's gonna be over by tomorrow. Everyone who prayed for my downfall is getting their wash. I hugged my parents extra tight today. I feel kind of bad for what's coming. Messages investigators say Isabel Valdez sent her friend, Lois Lippert, as the two planned to murder their Lake Brantley High School classmate in January, not realizing another friend was about to turn them both in. Prosecutors now using these...
That friend saved their fucking lives. That friend who turned them in saved their lives. That way they won't go to jail.
Prosecutors now using these messages and other newly released details about the plot to convince the judge to keep the girls behind bars for a second time. In addition to discussing Valdez's obsession with Sandy Hook school shooter Adam Lanza and how the murder would supposedly bring him back to life, they released details of what Valdez and Lippert thought was a private conversation in the back of a patrol car. The girls admitting it was over, making jokes about their mugshots, life in prison, and their murder plans. Valdez hoping she could be checked in to a psych ward.
Laughter is sometimes a way to deflect or a way to disassociate with our reality around what is actually going on.
Psychologist Shirlette McCullough told me the messages and other details amounted to one red flag after the next, and said it highlights the importance of parents sitting down with teens and asking about their mental health. We called or texted both of the girls' parents and their lawyers. They declined to comment or didn't respond. Both.
You say you miss Fisherman, Marcy, and Brown Sugar? Yeah, man. A lot of the people have fallen off. You know, the algorithm stopped sending people my notifications, so people fall off. I've done that before, where I just like, oh man, I haven't seen this person notifications in a while. I haven't gone over there and watched their channel in a while.
Accountability.
Yes, yeah. I want to know what's going on with Marcy and Brown Sugar. Marcy had a baby though. Marcy had a baby, so he's probably Marcy's probably not sleeping and just trying to hang on. It's rough when you have your first kid. Brown Sugar, she flipped. Brown Sugar flipped like Candace, man. Brown Sugar pulled the Candace. She's a liberal now. You know that. You remember that Candace Brown Sugar turned into a liberal. She had some kind of situation with a white person or something happened. I don't know what it was, but she kind of intimated that she had some dust up with a white person, and now she's liberal now. So Brown Sugar flipped the script. So I think, when you turn liberal, you don't really, this ain't the place for you, man. This is not the place for you if you're a liberal. Yeah, man. You at work? You at work, man? Yeah, man. If you salute to everybody who's at work right now. Everybody who's at work, man. Press 1 if you at work.
New at 11 tonight, privacy violated. I'm Blair Miller.
And I'm Tracy Hutchins. A woman says she was followed through a grocery store in DeKalb County by a man who she believes was recording her. Atlanta News First anchor Sydney Stallworth is live in Tucker outside DeKalb County Police Headquarters after speaking with that woman. Sydney?
Tracy, Blair, that's exactly right. And she told me all about the moment she said she realized that a man may have been following her through the aisles of a Kroger grocery store in Lithonia. She says she took out her phone to document proof, but that's when she realized that this man may have already been recording her. So she turned her camera on him. Oh, look at this. Reese Mitchell catching this now viral moment on camera. She turned her camera on him. Oh, look at this. Reese Mitchell.
Yeah, she's thick. Yeah, some man like that, man. Some man like that. I ain't gonna lie, man. Some man like that. He didn't want to holler at her. He just wanted the pictures of her. God damn. Why you just walk up and ask her for her IG? All these women have IGs, man. My day, we didn't have that. In my day, you had to, if you wanted a picture of a girl, you had to get to know her and shit and ask her for a picture. And it'd be a Polaroid picture or some shit. Now you can see all the pictures you want of these women, man. If you want to holler at them, all he had to do was walk up, hey, how you doing? My name's such and such. You cute. Da 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 da. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, you want what? You got? You got a? Can I get your number? She'd be like, oh no, sorry, I can't give out my number. Oh, you on IG? Yeah, I'm on IG. What's your IG? Okay, I follow you. Okay, all right. he risked the charge. Fucking going. Literally, all you gotta do, and the pictures on the IG are the same thing you're looking for. Like the pictures on IG are the same exact thing that you snooping around for. Better quality too. They better quality versions of the shit you snooping around for.
So she turned her camera on him. Oh, look at this. Reese Mitchell catching this now viral moment on camera.
I was in the meat department when I actually first noticed him.
She says it's footage of a possible prowler at a Kroger store in Lithonia.
And once I got to the dairy department, that's when I seen how close he was.
We're blurring this man's face because he isn't facing any charges at this time.
I'll show you his face. I'll show you his face. Where's his face at? What's this, Kroger's? Yeah, I'm gonna show you his face. His face is online. They told me we're not gonna show you his face, knowing his face is completely online everywhere. Let me. Oh yeah, I gotta go to X, man. It's some stuff on X, man. Hold on, where is this picture at, man? Oh man, where is this guy's picture? I should have saved it. Oh fuck, don't worry about that. Yeah, better, man. Hey. Let's see, where's this Lithonia where they say it is?
Catching this now viral moment on camera.
I was in the meat department when I actually first noticed him.
She says it's footage of a possible prowler at a Kroger store in Lithonia.
And once I got to the dairy department, that's when I seen how close he was.
We're blurring this man's face because he isn't facing any charges at this time. In the video, Mitchell recorded, she zooms in to show the man's phone facing her.
Can you get away from me recording me with your phone right there?
What do you think that?
Think about how wicked this shit is. He walking around with his phone in his cart facing people following her with his phone in the cart facing her. That is wicked. And listen, man. People do that with little kids. This is what's worse, the guy on the train touching the women's head. I don't know. I think all of it's bad, but we got some creeps out here, man. Some straight up creeps. Why didn't he get those glasses? Don't they have glasses that you can like record through? What are they called? What are those glasses you can record through? He a low budget prowler, man. He a prowler on a budget, man. Just get the glasses, man. I forgot those glasses called. Those Google glasses. What are they called? Google glasses or something?
Mitchell recorded. She zooms in to show the man's phone facing her.
Yo, that's crazy, man. I hope he at least doing this on his day off. I hope this ain't what he do every day. I hope he does. I hope this is his day off. You imagine waking up and doing this?
Can you get away from me recording me with your phone right there?
What do you think that he was trying to get footage of?
I think he was trying to get footage of my behind.
She says this same man inside this same store has gotten unusually up close and personal another time.
So when I turned around to look in his face, that's when I noticed that that was the same guy who was following me once before. The first time, I wasn't too sure if he was recording me, but I knew something had to be happening because of how close he was to me and my children. I was like, I have to confront him
children
now. Get the
too?
away from me and stop following me around this
She with her
store.
children.
We asked what happened after the on-camera confrontation.
He
See, she was with her children. That should be an upgraded charge, because you don't know whether he was looking at the children or you looking at her. You could kind of like double up on that, man. That's wicked, man. This dude, wicked, man. These dudes, man. Jesus Christ, man. Unbelievable. He gonna do all that, go back home. Unbelievable. Yeah, smart glasses, Ray-Ban Meta glasses. Yeah, I think Meta glasses, something like that, where there's a camera on the glasses. This motherfucker took his cell phone. Took his cell phone. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Our confrontation.
He walked off like how we seen in the video, but once I was done recording, I ran straight to the front.
She says Kroger management called law enforcement, then she filed a police report with the DeKalb County Police.
Women need to feel safe shopping in their neighborhood stores. So, I do think that he should be locked up for this.
The video racking up over 2 million views. So
he not getting locked up. I tell you that much, baby. He ain't getting locked up, but he might get a charge.
far on social media. In a statement to Atlanta News First, a Kroger representative says, quote, the safety and security of our customers and associates is our top priority. We're working closely with local law enforcement regarding this matter. Now, did the Cobb County Police tell us that this case is open and active? They invite anyone who has any information connected to it to contact the police department. We also had some questions. What should you do if you find yourself in this situation? They say contact store management and then call the police right away. Reporting live in Tucker, I'm Sydney Stolrick, Atlanta News First.
Well, now to this one. If you've not seen the video for this.
Everybody, man. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Sponsor the show. Take the challenge, man. We going in, man. We going in, man. Sponsor the show. We going in, man. We going in. It's cracking.
It's wild. Well, now to this one. If you've not seen the video for this, it's wild. It's hard to watch and just to understand how this could possibly happen. But a man is under arrest after surveillance video shows him shoving two kids off of bikes. This happened in Sandy Springs, right around City Springs. Police say it happened on the sidewalk there, so you have to watch this to see what I'm talking about here. I want to watch too. Okay, there we go. So the boy's riding the bike. You see he pushes one into the fountain. The other one hit his head. I want to watch too. Okay, there we go. So the boy's riding the bike. You see he pushes one into the fountain. The other one
So I have a problem with
hit
it.
his head.
I don't have a problem with it. What happened before that? I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. I don't know what happened before that. What happened before that? What happened? What preceded that? What preceded that? Who knows what those little fuckers were doing?
So just terrible. It appears to show who we're talking about here. Police have identified the suspect as Stephen Catterton, and you can see, what appears to happen in all of this. Officers say they used this surveillance video, okay, not this one, but the one we showed you, to identify Catterton. They actually found him later that night watching a concert at City Springs, so in the same place where this happened. And
he ain't do nothing wrong.
Him off and
he didn't do nothing wrong. He did community service, man. I guarantee those little kids was doing something highly. And don't get me wrong, a lot of that is just being little kids, but people don't have to deal with it. People don't have to deal with it.
Handcuffs, which is what this body cam video is showing. So in a statement, Sandy Springs police called the behavior unacceptable. They added pushing kids off bicycles is a quick way to meet their officers. That's what they said about it. Body cam video shows Catterton trying to argue a little bit with officers. He's turned away from the camera, though, so you really can't hear and kind of make out what he's saying. But what you hear the officers say in the audio of all this is that he can take it up with the judge, is what they're saying about that. So we actually have a little bit more on this. Our Brittany Edney took over the story today. So let's listen to what she found out about it. It looked like investigators got video of the incident right over here from the security camera that overlooks the sidewalk. This is the spot where investigators say that a man shoved two young teen boys off their bikes, one of them into this fountain behind me. Take a look at this video. It starts off with a man in a blue and cream plaid shirt and blue jeans walking down the sidewalk. Then it looks like he aggressively pushes two teen boys off their respective bikes, with one of them landing on the sidewalk, the other in a fountain. Police responded, found the surveillance video, and that night arrested Stephen Catterton while he was sitting and watching a concert at City Springs. You can see them pull him out of the concert while he was sitting and watching from a seat in the back of the venue. And here's the interaction between Catterton and the arresting officers.
So you're under arrest for assaulting juveniles. We have it on camera. Well, sir, we watched the video. Well, you can tell that to the judge.
Sandy Springs police wrote in a statement, quote, "Pushing kids off bicycles is not only unacceptable, it's also a quick way to meet our officers. If Mr. Catterton happens to be your neighbor, you may want to use caution." In that body cam footage, you can hear Catterton saying something to the arresting officer, but because of the way his body was positioned away from that camera, it's hard to really make out what exactly he said. However, you could hear the arresting officer reply back, "Take it up with the judge." Reporting in Sandy Springs, Brittany Edney, Fox 5 News.
We've got new details on a shooting inside a Baton Rouge restaurant last week. Investigators say it started over an order for food.
Now police are looking for two people wanted on several charges. Georgia Peck explains.
A customer complaint at this restaurant turned violent. On February 2nd, police say 18-year-old Dalen Woods and 21-year-old Savannah Spears ordered food at LJK Round 2 Cafe and called the restaurant minutes after paying and leaving.
They called back to the restaurant expressing their dismay with their order. They were very irate over the phone. They were using derogatory language, cursing out the employee on the phone. Then they show up back at the restaurant. They continued with the arguing and cursing and using foul language and being very abrasive to the employee at that establishment.
But Corporal Sandra Watts with Baton Rouge Police says employees here had prepared for a situation like this and even had a code word that prompted them to hide in the walk-in freezer and call police.
That employee did, or that owner of that business did educate her staff with a code word, which is very detrimental in this case because it allowed those employees to get to safety, alert authorities, and we could respond in a timely manner.
Police say the owner asked the two customers to leave, but they refused. Investigators say that's when things led to gunfire.
So at some point in time, Mr. Woods produces a handgun. He places it on the counter. He arms himself with that handgun, fires shot. The employee did return fire at them. Mr. Woods and his girlfriend, Savannah Spears, fled the scene, but prior to fleeing the scene, they fired 2 additional rounds at the restaurant before leaving the scene.
The owner was shot in the midsection and brought to the hospital. She is expected to make a full recovery. Investigators used security camera footage to uncover the details of what happened and put the blame on the two customers.
They produced a handgun. They fired shots. Someone was injured. That person's life could have been ended over something menial, such as an order that you weren't pleased with.
Corporal Watts says a bad experience with a meal is not worth a fight or someone's life. Georgia Peck, WAFB 9 News.
Woods and Spears are wanted for attempted murder and other charges. If you have any information that can help investigators, call Crime Stoppers at 344-STOP, 344.
He gangster, man. He's so gangster, man. Now off to prison, nigga. Off to prison. off to prison, nigga. God damn. She ain't going to prison, though. She ain't going to prison. She ain't do nothing. She ain't do nothing. She ain't going to prison. You did it. You going to prison. God damn, bro. Fuck.
I had no doubt that I was going to act. Those are the words of the East High School football coach who saved one of his players' lives just last week. Thursday, that student was shot after an altercation outside the Columbus Metropolitan Library's MLK branch right near East High School.
Tonight, Coach Mike Bell speaking out about his heroic acts and why he jumped in. NBC4 crime and safety reporter Anna Hoffman just spoke with the coach, has more on his story. Anna?
Jen and Jared, Coach Bell tells me he knew he didn't just have to jump in to save that player's life, but he had to remind him of something he teaches his team every day.
That was one of my babies over there.
Coach Mike Bell says his football team is a family. Last Thursday, he was in the parking lot of East High School and he heard voices at the MLK branch of the library parking lot that he recognized.
Then when I got over there, I saw him on the ground, and then I just kind of rushed over to him immediately.
One of his players had been shot. He says he started to apply pressure to the wound, but he says he knew he had to keep him aware. So he did what a good coach does.
You know, I teach resilience. And one of the things I was teaching him is, hey, you built for this. You're resilient. You keep fighting. You got this, and you're going to make it. You're going to pull it through. And I remember he just, he was in a lot of pain, but he heard me, and he kept fighting, and he kept going. He kept, trying to breathe, and he did that.
Coach Bell stayed with the player until the ambulance arrived. He says he also comforted his other players who saw what happened.
Well, it wasn't surprising because I know Coach Bell. He's always concerned about our students, and just knowing he was there present after I, came on the scene, and knowing that he was there, knowing that our students had that relationship with him, that made it somewhat easier for me to then pay attention to what was going on.
There was no doubt in my mind that I was going to act.
Coach Bell described that player as a leader, a D1 prospect, and a huge personality. Have you gone to see him at the hospital?
I have.
What was that like?
It was awesome. You know what I mean? It was good the first day. He looked up and he looked at me, and I just grabbed his hand, and he grabbed my hand. And we didn't have to say much because we knew, that the love was real, the love was there.
Coach tells me that the player is still in the hospital but is on the mend. The school has had extra counselors on site for any students who are struggling with what happened. The principal says the response in the last few days, it shows why East High School is a family. Local for you in Columbus, I'm Anna Hoffman, NBC4.
Thanks for watching. For more NBC4, download the NBC4 streaming app.
Jesus Christ, man. So many shootings that you never hear about. So much stuff going on you never, ever hear about. Salute to you guys. You heard the chirp. Of course you heard the chirp. we gonna get out of here, man. Salute to all you guys, man. I know I said I was coming back last night, but my son, it's hard to get him to sleep last night, so I'm gonna try to come back tonight if he goes to sleep on time. All right? If I can get him to go to sleep. If I can get him to go to sleep. Hopefully my son go to sleep, man. All right, man. Salute, man. Same black time, same black channel. I'm out of here. Subscribe.